Greetings. Here is this lovely little high-pitched bamboo drone flute. It is a very cool and kind of wacky piece. Has a nice redwood. This is a soft redwood mouthpiece. It's got some abstract wood burning on it. These are purple heart pieces with a little cedar underneath. Some more abstract wood burning on just the nose of the bamboo, and some leather lace kind of binding it together. Definitely like a beginner, like starter drone in terms of overall playability, sound quality, etc. This one has seen a couple iterations. I've gone back into it. Sometimes I take old flutes on the wall and remix them and adjust them if I made them a couple years ago or something like that. And my skill is always climbing. So sometimes I go back into older pieces and I give them a little bit of a remix. And this is one of those. So it's an interesting piece for sure. It's like a high C sharp, kind of an odd little tuning. It's also an alternating drone, so there's this little part right here. Standard regular finger hold for most recorders or Native American style flutes, which is 3 and 3. Okay, and then the pinky pops right here on that, and pinky's at the 5th of the scale, so it creates this. You can alternate between droning both pipes. They both drone, at C sharp when all holes are closed, and then you can switch to go to the 5th. Alternating drones are really cool, and they're being made more and more and more over the past, I'd say, about 15 years or so in the flute world. Definitely really fun to experiment with. This one is, since it's a high C sharp, you have to use like moderate to, you can moderate, to go from, it can handle soft, but somewhere in between, moderate to a little bit more than moderate breath pressure will make it sing. And very easy mouthpiece. There's 2 holes right there. They're both made in a way where you can kind of just kick the instrument off to the side if you just want to play the one pipe. And this is how the first pipe sounds. And it also does the minor pentatonic trick. These 3 are kind of larger, but I would imagine if I've been told that you're quite the musician, so you should have no trouble really covering these holes, as long as you have average size hands like I do. And so just give you the rundown. It'd be scale climb 1, 2, 3. You keep 4 down, and you can open 5 and 6 for the minor pentatonic. And then you can climb up and do a full scale if you want, which is just, slight variation in the tone. That's a little overblowing. You could probably climb up to 3 if you want to. Overblowing with both pipes is a little tricky at first, and depending on how they vibrate and oscillate, this particular piece is just, it will work with just moderate breath pressure, and then some of the diatonic vibrations that happen might not necessarily be like completely in sync, but like I said before, this is a beginner drone, so it's just to get the understanding of the process down. I'll show you some alternating passes and show you how it sounds together. So you can switch between using your pinky hole lifting and closing to have it be droning parallel, and you can drone the root note, and then you can drone the fifth. Fifth is a little takes a little bit more finesse, a little bit more temperamental. Good to understand the just the way that the instrument vibrates, and understand how much breath pressure you need to oscillate between both pipes. Definitely a simple, meditation device, and very, very cool for playing outside. It's a little loud indoors considering that it's a high C sharp. So if you play it outside, the sound will dissipate a little bit more, and it might not be as tingly or abrasive to other people's ears, or even the ears of the player. Aside from that, not much else I can really explain about this puppy besides he's just a fun little wacky beginner drone, and I very grateful and excited that one of my creations will have a new home. So that means a lot to me. Thank you so much from Kyle's Crafts. And if you ever need anything custom, you just let me know. I can make any flute, from shakuhachis to transverse, side flute. I can do Kena. I do a lot of Native American style flutes that are made in exotic keys. I make a lot of flutes out of antler and horns and various materials like sunflower stalk. I've used a cannabis stalk before. I use tree of heaven, which is an invasive species here. I use a lot of different types of materials to make the flutes out of. So check out Kyle Neidig's Nest on Etsy if you want to see some of my wares, and also Kyle's Crafts. Crafts is also with a K. It's one word on Instagram. A lot of my portfolio from the past and current is up there. Lots to look at. But yeah, if you ever need any specific flutes and any specific keys or scales, exotic, Arabian, Chinese, Japanese, Aeolian, Dorian, whatever, I can make it all. And they're really fun. They're super fun. So if you got a specific, range in mind, like high pitch, mid range, bass, contrabass, those are the harder flutes to make. The bass flutes and the contrabass flutes are harder to make. I normally use bamboo for those. And I can do pretty much any key. I'll make them in 432 as well if that's a custom request. But I tend to make the flutes at 440, which is the industry standard right now for classical and etc. So it works really well for most people if they want to be able to play their instruments with other people and accompaniment. So thank you so much once again. I hope this is a little happy tutorial that gives you the rundown on this, and also gets you excited for if you ever need any custom flute needs. I'd love to help you out. So thank you so much once again, and happy tooting.